There's Biggie still under the weather.
Howdy.
Says it's worse today.
I don't know what's going on.
Look at him. We're so proud. You're such a trooper. I'll have to tell you this, though. And I don't want us to get off on a bad footing. Yesterday, we seemed to be at odds. You know, all day you said I treated you poorly, mostly over the Halloween movie reviews.
Yes.
Which we're doing right this year, which I've said. And then late in this program, around garbage time, Chris Demm made a weight crack about me. He said something. I said, Dave said, you've lost a lot of weight. Chris Demm said, well, you found some of it. It hurt. I mean, it was a personal attack.
It was. I
looked in at Biggie and said, are you going to sit there and not defend me? And Biggie said, that's right.
Absolutely.
I don't have the energy, and you haven't treated me well today. So I have to tell you already, I think there's a coolness between us because, you know, of course, Biggie does so much great work before this program in the background. You know, he's always working. He's always got his legs churning on something, you know. Even though it looks so smooth in there. When you watch him on camera, if you're watching him, you see, you know, the usual.
Like a yawning man. Staring at screens.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much more.
There's so much more. You have no idea. You have no idea what's going on under the surface with this man. You know what they say about like a duck, where he just sits calmly on
placid above the surface of the water.
But below.
Furiously churning.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this man is doing. Look at him right now. You think he's just sitting there, doughy-eyed. No, he's working. He's working. That's what he's doing. So late in this, right before we go on, I have some addendums. I have some things we want to get to. First of all, big day yesterday. Big night in sports. Aaron Judge hit his 60-second home run.
Right at the end.
Right at the end.
I mean, end of the season time.
One game left. They have one game today?
Yeah, I didn't think he'd do it.
I couldn't even find the game. I was looking around.
Yeah.
Like MLB Network didn't have it. They had a lot of Braves games on on our system. But I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I couldn't find it either.
Do they cut in? With
ESPN was cutting in, I'm sure, yeah.
So Judge hits the home run. We have the radio call. You know, I can't stand this Yankee announcer, John Sterling. But I thought he handled this very well. And I have to say, he didn't go too much overboard, but he did it just right. It's the American League home run record. And in my mind, it's the record. You know, it's 62. Mm-hmm. It's a huge
you're
number.
Johnny Asterisk.
I'm Johnny Asterisk. I am. I'm Johnny Asterisk.
That's all been the argument for a month now. Where do you stand?
I'm with Aaron Judge. I think he hit 62 home runs clean. I'm assuming he's clean. And he broke Roger Maris's record. I've said this 2 or 3 times now. It's unfortunate that McGuire, Sosa, and Bonds have tainted this record because it was such a number, such a hallowed number, 61, for all these years, since 1961. And last night, Aaron Judge broke it.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on. There it goes. Deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Number 62 to set the new American League record. Aaron Judge hits his 62nd. All the Yankees out of the dugout to greet him. Just think of it. 3 Yankee right fielders. The Babe hitting 60 and 27. The Jolly Roger hitting 61 and 61. And now Aaron Judge hits his 62nd home run, the most home runs any American leaguer has hit in a single season. And the American League has been alive for 120 years. This is Judgment Day. Case closed.
That's pretty strong. I thought it was a strong call by John Sterling, who I don't like because he's such a Yankee homer, and I hate that whole, Yankees. Okay, I've said that. That being said, by the way, John Sterling's 85 years old. Listen to that voice. He usually doesn't travel with the team. He's in Texas because he thought Judge might. He usually just does home games now. He's 85. But they thought Judge might break the record, and he wanted to be on the call, which was right. And he did hit it in Texas. You hear the crowd, even in Texas last night, go crazy for him.
I didn't see much of the coverage. I did see a few quick videos online, and it looked like somebody dove over the railing to try to catch a ball, but I don't think that person reached it.
He missed it. He didn't get the ball.
He was way off.
That's correct.
He was
15 feet to the left.
That's
I
right.
have no clue, unless he thought it's going to be short.
Yeah.
Corey Yeomans from Dallas got the ball and was immediately rushed out of the stadium by security. And he says he doesn't know what he's going to do with it. He's a Texas Ranger fan. And he said the ball has already been estimated at $2 million. That $2 million. And I have to tell you, I'd sell that baseball. I wouldn't give it back to Aaron Judge. $2 million. I mean, that's your whole life. You know, that's your whole life. That's
money.
Your whole family. And you have to say to Aaron Judge, I love you, man, but look, I'm in possession of this baseball now. This is my baseball, and I can do with it what I want.
This is my baseball.
And I am... This is my baseball.
This is my baseball.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Yeah.
This is my... I love you, Aaron Judge. This is my baseball. I just said he was a Rangers fan. I assume, but he may be a Yankee fan. You know, they were in Texas last night. He's from Dallas. He caught the ball. He has it. He does with it what he wants. Aaron Judge, as Biggie said, there was some doubt. Now, 2-3 weeks ago, it's like, okay, it's just a matter of time. But he went a long time between home runs, finally got to 61, and then there were just a couple of games left. He probably had, 5 at-bats remaining. He probably won't play today, is my guess.
I would guess not.
Now that he's
I think
broken.
he'd be done.
But he said, he felt the stress.
I can't lie, the past couple of games, I'd look up and it's the 7th inning, and I'm like, dang, I only got one more at-bat. I better figure this out. You know, I never tried to focus on the number, never tried to focus on going out there and doing it. Just go out there and play my game, and if I'm good enough and God willing, it'll happen. So nothing, just having that type of faith, I think kind of helped me out through this whole process.
How can you not like Aaron Judge? I mean, look at that guy. Did it clean, did it the right way, so far as we know. Asterisks on the rest, not for Aaron Judge. And I'm not a Yankee fan. I ain't a Yankee hater, but I have to say, this guy seems to have done it clean. Now, here's where Biggie and I had words, and they weren't even words, really. There was shade. There was shade. Chris Demm noticed it as well. I was on the phone with Biggie because the late addendum to this was there's a rapper named Logic who has people videoing him watching the game. He's a friend of Aaron Judge. Logic is. And he predicted the home run. He said, this is going to happen right here. And sure enough, it happened. And he said, oh, my God, did you get that on video? This is the exchange here.
Step into the plate. This is it. This is it. I already know.
Dude, Bob said it. He called it.
Said it. Did you get it on camera?
Okay, right.
Remember when I said this is it?
Yeah, remember I said? Now, he may have said that every single at bat for the last month.
Exactly.
Of course he did.
He just had his boys delete the video every single time.
So,
come on, Logic.
I say to Biggie, we need this Logic video. And Biggie says, you want the Logic video? I said, yeah.
You want someone no one's ever heard of saying this is it?
Yeah.
Did you get that on camera?
He made his friends record him for the last month. And every time it wasn't a home run, delete that. Don't post that. Delete that.
I need to see everybody's phones before we leave the room.
That's right. I felt a coolness from Biggie. It felt like you were lukewarm on getting that for us.
I almost responded. Name one Logic song.
Well, I don't know. I don't know Logic, but I assumed Logic was a big star. Am I right?
Sort of.
Okay. I've heard the name. I don't know anything. I have no idea what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, but this is the type of stuff that I really could see him, make sure you're filming.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now delete it. No, he didn't hit a home run. Delete it.
Yeah, because he says it every single
Exactly.
bat. Well, he is a rapper, and he says, that's my boy, and he's going to do it right here. They are boys. They're friends. Apparently, Aaron Judge is on a Logic album. Logic released an album called Vinyl Days a year or so ago, and Aaron Judge is on there. There is a 23-second skit of a voice note that Judge left for Logic, a voicemail. And so he called him, and this is that.
Yo, Bobby, it's Aaron Judge, man. Man, you got me thinking. You're going to be playing out in Barclays here, coming up soon. How about we get you out to the stadium, chop up some beats, get it rolling, my man. Let me know what you think. Later.
That's the voicemail he left for him. So I said to Biggie, get that Aaron Judge voicemail to Logic. And Biggie said, you want me to get a voicemail?
You want me to taint Aaron Judge's record with a nonsensical voicemail from a rapper no one's ever heard of.
This is our quote-unquote enhanced coverage.
There was, to me, there was a coolness from Biggie. And I didn't want to say anything. You're under the weather. I didn't want to say anything. But I felt like your heart wasn't in either of those things. And do you know why? When you got that, when you went out of your way late, right before this program began, to get that Logic stuff, I said, we're going to play that out of the chute. Make sure we play it because there was a coolness to it.
I'm not even sure that Biggie knows about the final episode of The Coolness when there was, and this is just a little housekeeping thing, but almost every 99% of the time, Biggie emails us with all the audio that he's collected for the day. And it's a lot.
That's right.
It's a lot. There's some held over from days that we don't use, and then there's always fresh audio.
And then sometimes it sits for a long time, and Biggie doesn't like that.
Well, but today, Biggie was rushing, as Kelly said, up until the last minute and did not have a chance to send out the traditional email. So he messaged in and said, I may have to print it as the show begins.
Right, that's right.
From his own printer.
That's correct.
Which we can deal with.
Yes.
But you, Kelly, misheard Biggie say,
yes,
I'm sorry, I can't send the email. I'm tired.
Well, he said, I can't send the email to print it here. I'm trying.
But I said, I'm trying.
But I thought you said, I'm tired. I said, you're tired.
And I said, what?
Kelly said, what? And Biggie said, what?
You're tired? Well, get with it. Then
pour a cup of coffee and hit the email.
There's a coolness.
And the reason I'm behind is because I'm trying to find Aaron Judge leaving logical voicemail on YouTube.
That's our enhanced coverage.
Yeah.
This is an enhanced coverage piece. That's what we're doing.
At first you said songs. I'm like, what song is he on? What song?
There's
no song. And then I'm like, it's a voicemail.
The voicemail. That's right. And we give enhanced coverage. You won't find this kind of stuff on ESPN.
No, thank God.
No, you're not going to find. You have it only.
You think anyone in New York City itself is covering it this way?
This is our coverage of it. That's what we do. And Biggie said, I'm trying. I said, you're tired? Well, get with it, man.
We're all tired.
And then, of course, when it's, he prints it out instead of emailing. Now it's not stapled together. And I don't know.
I don't have a stapler in here. That's not in my. Apparently, that's off the books. Something we can't get here.
It's loose. It's loose. And then 3 minutes before showtime, I look and I read something else. ESPN. I was on the sports pages already, looking at Aaron Judge, and then it says ESPN unveils new NBA theme music. So you don't even know this, but I turned to Chris Demm. I said, ESPN's got some new NBA theme music. Chris Demm said, I couldn't even tell you what the old NBA theme music is. And you know what I said to him? I'm going to have Biggie get it.
I need it now. I need the old one and the new one. We'll go side by side. It's an enhanced coverage of the NBA theme.
Enhanced coverage of the NBA theme.
I thought you were going to say you didn't know ESPN had the NBA.
No, well, honestly, I don't watch much NBA anymore. It's pretty rare when I turn over to the NBA. My son loves it, of course, but I'm not an NBA person.
When I think NBA, I think TNT.
Yes, yes, you're right.
But I couldn't tell you what their song sounds like, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
That crew.
What do you think about the NBA on NBC? That's the music, wasn't it? I
still think of that.
I do too.
When I think of the NBA and like Christmas time,
yes,
I think of the NBA on NBC theme.
And this was the John Tesh thing.
That will always be mine.
It's the best theme.
But this was from the 90s?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then
the 1990s for you young people.
Right. I'll tell you, and then Chris Demm and I probably remember best, you don't remember this, Biggie, in the 80s when CBS had the NBA. This is Lakers Celtics time. It was this theme.
Yeah.
It's a good one, too.
I like that, too, yeah.
God, that takes me back. They had like a great, at that time, great graphic of like a court coming together. And then and right here, Brent Musburger would be
Musburger would jump on.
Yeah. Magic time at the Forum. God,
Game 6, Lakers and Celtics.
But it's blue-collar Boston tonight. Can the Lakers close it out at the Garden? Oh, my God. That was so good. That gives me chills to think back to that. That's Lakers Celtics in the 80s. Let's get in the new one on ESPN and see what you think about it now. They've just now released it for the season. This is the new NBA on ESPN theme music. It's more of the day, of the time, I guess.
They're more modern.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't care for it, though.
It's all right.
I want NBA on NBC all the time.
God darn, that is strong. That NBA on NBC is strong. Remember, John Tesh did that for concert audiences before it ever was a thing.
That's right.
He played it for concert audiences. I'm going to do
Remember,
this.
didn't he leave himself a
A voicemail.
Where he was like, hey, it's John Tesh.
Yes,
for
he
John
did.
Tesh.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, go get that voicemail. I need you to dig up that voicemail, Biggie.
Yes, Biggie. Biggie, would you please get
And then print it.
that voicemail?
I feel like I just did a pretty good impression of it.
No, we need the real thing. We need John Tesh leaving himself a voicemail saying,
John, it's John. Calling from the back of a limo.
here's what you thought of for NBA on NBC. It's a good one, too. But, you know, I might rank them Boy, that CBS thing, because when I was really watching it. When it was Bird v. Magic, man, in the finals, that was good times in the NBA. Now, this is also, you're talking about the $2 million baseball that the guy caught in Dallas last night when Aaron Judge hit his 60-second home run. Yesterday, Chris Demm said, I don't care one thing about memorabilia. Or we were discussing Jeffrey Dahmer.
Well, the collectible market.
The collectibles.
As a whole. But correct.
That's right. We talked about...
because of the price of anything. NFTs, art, baseball cards.
Yes.
It becomes meaningless. The numbers are so big.
You think, yes. Well, and look at that. This baseball is 12 hours old, and already you have $2 million is what they're saying it could be worth. So, yesterday we were talking about, was it Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses that we were discussing?
Yeah, like $150,000.
That's right.
The glasses that Dahmer wore in prison.
That's right.
Before he was murdered.
That's right. And I said, you suggested buying them for my wife's milestone birthday coming up, which I love.
Did she hear it?
No, I'm keeping it from her. But they're $150,000. What about this? Would you be interested in this memorabilia? And they're saying it could go for, right now they're saying about $900,000. There's a typed letter from John Lennon, typed on the day he died, to an agent giving proxy votes at a Beatles memorabilia vote coming up 9 days later, and he signed it at the bottom. He's like, these three people have my proxy. Just short little typewritten note, but it's dated December 8th, 1980, which is the day he died. And then he signed it at the bottom. They say it's the last official signature he ever put on a document. And so now it's up for auction for $900,000.
Because he signed autographs that day.
For the man who killed
later,
him.
yeah.
I mean, he signed it for Mark David Chapman, who killed him.
Yeah.
But this he signed as an official document. And so it's printed on a piece of typing paper, and he signed it. Does that interest you at all?
Not really.
Me neither. Me neither.
I mean, it's kind of... It's a sad little footnote.
It is. I mean, it's
it wasn't meant to be anything other than just a little perfunctory thing.
It's funny how
like just an email you dash off.
Right. That's right. It's funny how like something that you have no idea will ever become meaningful at all becomes an enormous thing. You know, that baseball of the millions they go through is the one that was.
I was reading over the weekend. You know, when Buddy Holly died with the Big Bopper and Richie Valens in the plane crash in Clear Lake, Iowa.
Yeah,
that was February 3rd of
59. Yeah, I think that's right.
Of course, the plane went down because of bad weather, and there was snow everywhere.
Right,
and evidently they didn't. Some of the belongings from the people on the airplane were flung into the field, covered in snow.
Right,
and farmers didn't find it until the spring, until the spring thaw.
Right,
including Buddy Holly's eyeglasses.
The glasses, they were famous. Very famous eyeglasses.
Yeah. I mean, he wore, that was kind of his trademark, but he was not buried with those.
So,
like the sheriff found them like in the spring of that.
And were they put in some sort of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
I think they ended up going back to his widow.
That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, the sheriff could, these days, I bet if somebody found those today, if that same type thing happened today, you'd put it on an auction block and sell it, you know. Of course, I'm the guy that just told the person who caught the baseball last night, sell it for $2 million. That's your life.
I think
it's your life. It's your life. You know,
I would feel almost guilty keeping it at first as a baseball fan, but the money, you're right, is life changing. And also, pony up, Yankees. You can afford that.
The Yankees should buy it.
Yeah,
for $2 million.
Yankees should buy it.
Yeah.
That's $2 million here, kid.
And then they have it in their record room or give it to Judge.
Give it to Aaron?
Whatever they want to do. Yeah, that's right. Really, even Aaron could buy it. I mean, he's getting ready to get an enormous contract if he wanted to. Now, it seems a little like that's wrong to do. You know, you hit it.
It's such a bizarre little transaction.
It's a weird
But
thing.
I think the Yankees should buy it because they can definitely afford it.
Oh, they make more money than they can print. It's unbelievable.
Anyways, that's shade at the Yankees.
I'm not
part of our extended coverage.
That's what we do here. We extend coverage. I started this segment by saying that Biggie's like a duck. Biggie is a duck. You're a mallard. Because when you see him on camera, if you're watching, what do you see? Yawning.
Yawns.
Thick eyelids. You know, complete disinterest in what we're doing.
Squinting at a screen.
Personal shopping. Okay. We've seen it. We know what he does in there. But beneath the surface, working. Always working. He has John Tesh's voicemail that John Tesh left himself before he came up with this theme. That's the NBA theme on NBC in the 90s before ABC, ESPN, and TNT took it over in the early 2000s. It's pretty well defined in American culture. We used to watch it all. These are the Jordan years from Jordan. Well, Tesh came up with it while he was driving, I believe, and left himself a voicemail saying, here's what I'm going to do for that. And then he told the concert audience.
So here now the original demo tape for pro basketball.
Hi, this is a message for me about the NBA theme. Here's an idea. It goes like this.
And then he played it for the audience. John
100% that voicemail was fake.
Probably.
Zero doubt in my mind that is not the original voicemail.
That's as fake as logic predicting.
Here it is. Watch this, y'all.